24-year-old Nolan McLean, known in his Oklahoma State days as the Cowboy Ohtani, because he was a two-way player. Also was quarterback. Mom and Dad are here.
Oh, that is so cool.
Taken in the moment.
Absolutely. Third-round pick in the 2023 draft. Could have been a football player at Oklahoma.
They called him a master of spin. And that slider in for a call, strike 3. And McLean, showing off his wares, strikes out the first batter he faces in the major leagues.
I'm impressed that he threw that sweep, the 2 sweeps for strikes. First inning, first batter.
He could have called the first pitch sinker for a strike.
Get that ball to the authenticator. Here's Cal Raleigh, the major league leader in home runs, hit his 46th last night, and he takes. And Rodriguez hits a soft ground ball. McLean will go to first with it, and that's the second out. McLean came out of Oklahoma State as a two-way player, and the Mets let him hit as well as pitch up until the middle of last year, when he gave up the hitting part. He had big-time power, but a lot of swing and miss, and they decided to have him focus on pitching. And since that point, he has rocketed through the Mets system. He was a freshman redshirt quarterback at OSU before he gave that up. Yeller was an all-star in Cleveland last year, hit 31 home runs, 15 home runs this year. The Mariners are a big home run hitting team, 174. That's second in the American League. And with Naylor and Suarez joining the party over the last 3 weeks, even more so. Raleigh at second with 2 out. 2-2 to Naylor. Struck him out. Got him with a curveball. Nolan McLean with 2 strikeouts in his first big league inning. Impressive start. That's come to bat with no score.
I'm 2-0. I've seen 2 pitches. Now I go to hitting.
What if the first pitch is a strike? Chopper from Lindor to handle, and he throws him out one away.
The first pitch is a strike. You got to go to hitting.
So you wouldn't take a second pitch to take a look at a different one?
Definitely not.
Oh. Maybe his first game too. Popped up. Lindor retreating and calling. 2 down. And McLean, born and raised in North Carolina, born in Willow Springs, North Carolina. Went to Oklahoma State as a baseball two-way player and a quarterback, so basically he was a 3-way player.
Well, if he's a quarterback, that means he had a great arm, because Oklahoma State throws the football.
He was mostly a third baseman during his position playing days. The Mets used him in the outfield some last year, but he only allowed 78 hits in 114 innings. That's really good. On the inside corner, got him looking at a changeup. First time we've seen that pitch, and McLean has his 3rd strikeout. 1-2-3 in the second.
If I were him, I'd come right back in there. I know he loves his breaking ball, but if he comes right back in there, soft contact might produce 2 outs.
Rosarena down on strikes for the second time. Went upstairs with the fastball. That's the 4th strikeout for McLean and the first out in the inning.
What a great visit by Hefner. You're right, Gary. He went out there and just told him to be more aggressive. He was, and he finishes him off with his fastball. He's got a good fastball. No reason not to use it.
As you mentioned, the adrenaline pumped up his fastball to 97 in the first inning, but he's going to live more 93 to 95.
There you go.
He's been a very good hitter with the bases loaded. Ground ball backhanded by McLean, out at second, Beatty to first for a double play. How did he do that? Nolan McLean going behind the back to start the 1-4-3 double play. Brilliantly done by the rookie right-hander, and he can't help cracking a smile. That's a big-time moment there for Nolan McLean.
McLean is throwing a breaking ball.
Chopped back to the mound, and McLean's got this one. And throws that Naylor one away. Well, we've learned that he's not afraid to throw to bases.
No.
which with some pitchers is a big issue.
I mean, it's refreshing, right?
Right?
But,
Well, I mean, very much like Jacob deGrom, he has an infielder's background.
Yes, he does. And he moves like an athlete, and he's built like an athlete.
That's what she said. Oh, we're going to be on? Yeah, you're on right now. And a swing and a miss. Got him with the curveball. Strikeout number 5 for Nolan McLean. Most strikeouts he had in the minor league game this year was 10. He's halfway there in his big league debut.
I mean, a lot of spin there.
You can see that ball. When it comes off his fingers, it just takes a left turn hard.
And you can see the spin rate.
I mean, how hard is it, Ronnie, to have that many different breaking balls?
Well, it's an innate skill, you know, for some pitchers who can spin it like McLean can.
And he strikes out Polanco on a curveball to end the inning.
It's just one of those things since he's a kid. I bet you he's had a good curveball.
1-0 Mets in the 4th. So the tying run at second with nobody out, and Crawford lifts one to center. Coming on is Mullins, going out is Lindor, and Lindor over the shoulder makes the catch. Oh, wow. Tremendous play by Lindor with his back to the plate for a very important first out.
That is a big league play.
Canzone at second with 1 out, 0-2 to Young. And he struck him out. Back foot curveball. Strikeout number 7 for Nolan McLean. 2 down.
Alvarez called for it down. He throws it down. Perfect placement. The first time I saw someone that it was innately easy to spin the ball was David Cohen when he was traded to us in '87. Different ways of going about it, but boy, he spins it to me. It reminds me of the great David Cohen.
So now 2 out for Rosarena, and he takes a fastball that just missed for ball 1. Rosarena's been up twice, struck out both times, looking in the first, swinging in the 3rd.
You got some shadows now that are in play.
And that's one's hit down to first base, handled by Alonso, and McLean gets around trouble in the 5th. They had a runner at second and nobody out, and they do not score. Still 1-0. They steal bases. 1-2 coming. Tried to dot the outside corner and got it there for strike 3.
Beautiful pitch.
Number 8 for McLean. 1 down in the 6th.
That to me was the best pitch he threw all day. He set up an all-star player.
Well, you hear the boos because Carlos Mendoza is coming out to take Nolan McLean out of the game after 5 1/3 innings and 91 pitches. A brilliant opening effort by the 24-year-old from North Carolina. And he will exit with a 1-0 lead. And nothing but positive feelings for Nolan McLean. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Coors Light. Gregory Soto coming in.
Folks are starving for a W.
1-2 from Diaz. Tapper back to the mound. Diaz makes another play. And the ball game is over. Nolan McLean gets the victory in his major league debut with 5 1/3 brilliant innings. Pete Alonso's 100th RBI of the year. Diaz a 6-out save. And the Mets win for just the 3rd time in their last 17 games as they beat the Mariners 3-1.
I mean, a lot happened in this game. And they'll tell you that wins don't count anymore. Well, don't ask Nolan McLean after that unbelievable effort. Wasn't perfect with the 4 walks, but boy, he was competitive, and he showed some big league stuff. A 24-year-old in his first start righted the ship.
Well, that is a moment. Parents here to watch. Pete Alonso with his 100th RBI that drove in the 3rd run. Lindor stays hot, 2 for 4, stolen base, and RBI drove in the 1st run. Congratulations.
Sometimes an infusion of young energy is exactly what a struggling team needs. And Nolan McLean certainly provided that today. We'll see if the Mets can use that as a jumping off point going forward as they head to Williamsport tomorrow for the final game of this series with a little bit of Little League enthusiasm behind them. Game summary brought to you by Celsius. McLean 8 strikeouts in 5 1/3 scoreless innings to win his big league debut. Diaz a 6-out save, his second of the season, his 24th overall. And Pete Alonso with his 4th season of 100 RBIs, and also Francisco Lindor, 2020 for the 5th time in his career, the first shortstop in Major League history to have 5 seasons of 20 homers and 20 steals. Let's go downstairs to Steve.
All right, Gary, thanks so much. Here with Nolan McLean. Nolan, unbelievable Major League debut. Take me through what the emotions were like for you out there on the mound.
It was just a dream come true. I got a lot of my family here, a lot of friends, so it was super surreal to just get out here and compete.
Sean and I just said, welcome to the show. Did it feel like you're in the show today with this crowd?
Yeah, the crowd was unbelievable. Biggest one I've ever played in front of, so it was definitely surreal.
Nolan, everybody who talks about you talks about how steady you are on the mound, how nothing feels too big, you love to compete. How were you able to keep your emotions in check in front of, again, a crowd like this that you've never played in front of before, and in some difficult situations that you worked your way out of?
I just want to go out there and win. So every batter I face, I'm trying to beat them every single time, no matter who's in the box. So I think it just comes down to winning or losing.
That Julio Rodriguez behind the back double play, was that about as good a play as you've ever made?
It's up there. I think it found me.
All right, well, Nolan McLean, congratulations on the day. Enjoy this adulation one more time. Take it all in, and we'll see you soon.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, back to you.
What a thing.
Wow.
Yep. Making your debut at home, throwing shutout ball, striking out 8, and making it feel like he'd been there for ages.
It's the only time he was a rookie all day. He didn't know this was coming.
They will be facing the man making his Major League debut for the New York Mets is Nolan McLean, 3rd-round pick out of Oklahoma State, the #1 pitching prospect for the Mets. And you see his arsenal there, Ryan.
Yeah, and look, #3 prospect overall, #37 in MLB's top 100. But look, this is a guy that they're just trying to get some kind of spark in this rotation. And Carlos Mendoza said he's not going to be that savior. He's not coming up to all of a sudden, cure all their issues that they have at the moment, as we've seen. But this is an exciting day for the New York Mets as they are so high on this kid. He's got a 6-pitch mix. He's going to be more of that sweeper, slider, fastball to righties. He's going to have that show-me changeup, and also to the cutter and the curveball, bigger breaking ball to lefties. So we'll get our first look at Nolan McLean, big prospect for the New York Mets. I love debuts.
Yeah,
they're the best.
They say the sweeper he throws it the most, and definitely his #1 pitch. He'll be thrown to Alvarez, Alonso. Beatty gets to start at second. Lindor, Mauricio at third. Nimmo, Mullins, and Soto out in right field. So here is McLean, his very first big league pitch. It's 96 inside to Randy Arozarena. Take that ball out of play. Powerful young man. Big arm. And it's his first strikeout. Take that ball out of play. So 3 straight sweepers, and Randy's goes down.
And already just showcasing a nasty sweeper. And there's mom and dad.
Recording that. I'm glad they got that on video.
It's going to be an adrenaline-packed 3 hour or 2.5 hours or so.
And now Julio Tapper right back to McLean. Toss to first. 2 outs as Cal gets to second.
Man, the other part of this is, too, he was a two-way player, signed as a two-way player. The Mets gave him a chance to hit since that 2023 draft. They took the bat out of his hand last year in 2024. He wasn't hitting all that great, but you can see the numbers, too, all of a sudden get much better on the pitching side once he's just doing the one inning you throw. And you can see Mum right there's filming every second of it. But the first inning, you feel like you're just floating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like out of body. And then you get settled in, and then at the end, it kind of hits you. It's like, wow, I just made my major league debut.
Swing and a miss. He's through one scoreless. The walk doesn't hurt him as we go to the bottom of the second. Sarah, you know, skating, Sarah knows all about this. She's taking skating lessons right now. How about that? As Gino chops one. Now Lindor, the Gold Glover, the first. One away.
Oh, good to see Gino last night getting that double.
Sweeper for a strike. We talked about McLean that first inning being a two-way star at Oklahoma State and also into the minors. He's also almost a two-sport star. He's committed to Oklahoma State also to play football as quarterback. Polanco pops this one up. Lindor calling for it. Shallow left field. Make sure you stick around after the game for Mariners post-game show presented by Emerald Queen Casino.
And the fastball's in.
He had an RBI single last night up against a lefty. He's just been such a complete hitter. You know, 285, lefties, righties. Not going to get that call. McLean does, and it's a strikeout. His parents happy about that.
Pitch count up, getting up to 50.
Well, Randy cuts through the fastball. Out number one.
I tell you what, Randy, I guarantee a couple words for home plate umpire right there on that one pitch. It can change the entire at bat.
Tying a team record in the StatCast era going back to 2015. Hard hit ball, 95 miles an hour or more. Back up the middle. Oh, backhand by McLean. Oh my goodness. And they turn a 1-4-3 double play. The rookie living right in that inning. He gets out of the bases loaded situation.
I felt like I hadn't thrown a baseball in like 3 months.
Little chopper back to the mound. Big hopper taken by McLean. Wheels throws the first in time to get Naylor, and there's one away. How big were the butterflies?
Oh, man. It was wild. And I remember a former teammate of mine, Willie Bloomquist, who was playing shortstop in that game. And he could tell. He could tell I was a little bit off. I didn't know Willie that. The fact that they have not been able to hold on to these leads. They've had those short starts from everyone in their rotation.
As a matter of fact, McLean is the 43rd pitcher used by the Mets this year and 15th different starters. Swing and a miss for strike three, and that is strikeout number 5 for Nolan McLean. Well, the Mariners
every minute, right?
Yeah.
I guess if you're here every day, you get used to it. I love the sound of the trains coming out of King Street Station at home. And a swing and a miss and a breaking ball for strike 3. 6 strikeouts for the kid in his major league debut. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Mets lead 1-0.
Loose, backed up breaking ball.
Fly ball, shallow center field. Lindor out, racing in Mullins. It is going to be Lindor who makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Man, Francisco Lindor all over the place. 1 out.
Man, it's a nice catch. Straight over your shoulder. You can see Mullins. I got a late jump on that. You could. Right now, Lindor is just kind of drifting back, staying with it. Nice little catch.
So 1 on and 1 away for the Mets here in the top half of the, or the Mariners in the top of the 5th inning. 377 with those 5 home runs. McLean a look back at Canzone. And a swing and a miss at that breaking ball for strike 3, and the Mariners have 2 outs. That is strikeout number 7 for Nolan McLean in his debut.
Yeah, that sweeper is nasty. We know about the high RPM. He can get above 3,000 on that sweeper when you talk about the RPM on it, but that is such a big weapon. We've seen a couple where he's kind of hanging out in the middle of the strike zone, but really filthy pitch to finish off both righties and lefties.
Here's Randy Rosarena. And he takes a fastball inside for ball 1. The sweeper of McLean's has more RPM than any pitcher in the big leagues on a sweeper. 1-0 Mets. Big run out there at second. Ground ball to first, taken by Alonso. He'll go to the back for the out and ready, and that will retire the side. We head to the bottom of the fifth, halfway point. Mets lead 1-0.
458, but 9 of the last 17 hits have been for extra bases, 5 to the opposite field.
It's strike 3 called on the outside corner. Another strikeout for Nolan McLean, his 8th in his major league debut. 1 down here in the 6th.
And see Julio looking out at the big scoreboard, just trying to get another look at that.
And that's going to be it for McLean, and the fans here at Citi Field aren't too happy about it. They want to see the kid keep pitching, but Carlos Mendoza out to the mound. And they're going to have a new pitcher for the Mets, and McLean gets a standing ovation from the crowd here at Citi Field. 1-0 Mets. We'll be back after this timeout. For the 2 games of this 3-game series. 3-1 Mets. Ground ball, one hopper right back to Diaz. Underhand flip over to Alonso, and the ball game is over. The Mets take game 2, a final score of 3-1. So this part of the series tied at 1-1. We're going to be on our way to Williamsport tomorrow morning to take on the Mets in the Little League Classic.
And Rick, we've seen this again. The Mariners running into a tough starter and just nothing doing against some of the starting pitching for the 4th time on this road trip. You go back to that Baltimore series, nothing doing. Nolan McLean making his debut. Yeah, he was nasty, but just 5 1/3 pitches into the 6th, the 4 walks, but just the 2 hits, nothing doing today offensively for this team. Brian Wu going 6 innings was outstanding, but just unable to get anything happening offensively.
Nolan McLean in his major league debut picks up his first major league win. What a day for that young man with his mom and dad here at the ballpark. And the Mets take game 2 of the 3-game series. For 24-year-old right-hander Nolan McLean, his major league debut, 5 1/3 scoreless innings, and he picks up his first win in the big leagues. Mets win it by a score of 3-1. We'll be back with more after this time.